with iStampin.com. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. Today I am going to be showing you the thank you card that all of my clients will be receiving from me if you purchased from me from the month of September. So this is my September customer thank you card. And I actually saw this card in the annual catalog. This is using the Something to Say stamp set. And I've had this stamp set for a while and I really like it. I just have not had an opportunity to use it. But I saw this card right here, and that was the card I pretty much cased. So I have made a couple of changes. So this is it. So I will get started and show you how to make it. And like always, all the dimensions, everything that you will need to know will be on the blog post that will accompany this video, okay? All right, so let's get started. Put this off to the side. We're going to start out with the note card and envelope. That's what I'm going to be using today. And what I need to do is find some scrap paper and stamp out the flowers. And I'm going to be stamping the flower using Hello Honey. And I'm going to stamp it out on Whisper White as well as in Hello Honey because I'm going to layer it. Okay, so let me just do 3 of these real quick. And the one thing that I have found using these small, delicate stamps is that a very light touch is all you need. If you like press it down too hard, the image gets a little smushed. So I just need to stamp one more of these here. Okay, and then I'm going to use the flower from the Itty Bitty Accents punch pack, and I'm going to punch out all 3 of these flowers. And there is a trick to lining up the punch with the flowers, so they should line up perfectly. So you may have to kind of rotate your punch around until you get the right fit. You may have to cut some paper away, but eventually it should line up just like so. All right, let me just cut this away. And we've got one more. That's the great thing about how Stampin' Up! Has these punches that match up perfectly with the image. May take just a couple of seconds to kind of figure it out, but you eventually will. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my glue dots and I'm just going to layer the white image on top of the Hello Honey image. So I stamped Hello Honey with the Whisper White and on Hello Honey. And then that's just going to give it a little dimension. And I'm going to kind of, so I'm using the mini glue dots. I'm going to kind of offset it just a little bit, not much. See if I can get it. Ah! And then what I'll do is I'll just kind of take the little petals and kind of fluff them up like so. So it will look like that. Okay, I'm going to do that for all 3. This is a pretty quick and easy card. I like to have cards with dimension, especially when I give them to my customers for saying thank you for purchasing from me for the month. So I do that every month. So if you are purchasing something from me from October, you will receive a card from me next month. And then if you purchase $50 or more, I also will send you a free kit. Have not made that video yet for the month of October, but that will be coming up very soon. So the ladies that purchased $50 or more from me for the month of September, those kits went in the mail today. And today is Friday, the October 10th. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take our basic rhinestones, and I'm just going to be using the smallest rhinestones, and I'm just going to, this comes in a big strip, and if you want to use these individually, what you need to do is just take your scissors and just cut right in between the rhinestones, and that will break up the glue line. Okay, so I'm gonna take my paper piercer, get underneath that glue. Okay, so there we've got the flower done. So that's the way it looks. So that's how it's gonna look. All right, so put those off to the side. Next, I am going to be using the paper from the Moonlight Designer Series paper pack. And it has 48 sheets. Yeah, 48 sheets. And it measures 4.5 by 6.5, and you get all of this. And I've been using this paper pack a lot, and I still have a ton left. So these paper packs definitely go a long way. All right, so what I'm gonna do, I'm using 3 different designs. And this one, I am going to be using my banner punch. And I'm just gonna be punching out a banner. That off to the side. With the striped paper, I need to cut the panel 2 3/4 by 3 1/4. So this kind of gives it that Polaroid shape. Well, that's what it will look like once I put this image on there. And then this one is going to be 2.5 by 2.5, just a square. 2.5 by 2.5. Actually, I'm gonna do it this way. The Stampin' Up! Logo's at the bottom of that other piece. All right, so I put those off to the side. I'm done with the trimmer. And now what we're going to do is take our snail and we're going to layer this onto the striped panel. And because this is going to have the look of a Polaroid, you want to put it up in the top part of the rectangle and just kind of line it up. The sun's coming in. I'm making this video a little bit later in the day, so hopefully it's not too dark. The sun's kind of shining in. Okay, and then I'm going to be using this stamp, Your Goodness Makes Me Grateful. I'm going to be stamping that in Lost Lagoon, and that is going to go down right here in the right bottom corner. All right, perfect. And then we're going to be using the Lost Lagoon ribbon. I was looking to see it doesn't have, and I'm just going to cut off just a small bit. You don't need a whole bunch. And I'm going to use the Stampin' Up! Stapler to attach this. This is one of the nice features about this, is that the staples are small and it's perfect for attaching things just like so. And this could totally be decorative, but I'm going to take the flower and I'm going to hide it. So I'm going to take one of the glue dots and the ribbon's a little puckered, but hopefully that will, and just kind of try to camouflage the staples. There we go. So it looks like so. Then I'm going to take the banner, put a little bit of snail on the back. I did the glue dot earlier and it kind of would move around a little bit, so I'd recommend using snail. So I'm just going to have it up here in the top left corner hanging off just a tad. And then I'm going to take 2 glue dots again and put the other 2 flowers up here by the banner. like so. Okay, and then you can kind of fluff up your flowers if you want the little petals. And now we are ready to attach it to the card base. Let's zoom out. And because of the staples and things like that, I have found that using wet glue is a little bit better. So I'm using some, so you can use your Crystal Effects, whatever glue you have on hand, and just place it down here in the right bottom corner. And with the glue, with it being wet, if it's not quite right, you're able to move it around and get that perfect positioning. Oops. There we go. And just press it down. And then in the catalog, they show using a neutral candy dot right up here. I don't have the neutral candy dot, so I'm going to be using the frosted sequins from our holiday catalog. And I'm just going to grab a small silver sequin out of here if I can get it, and I'm going to use that instead. And look at this. This is a ton of sequins. So in it you've got snowflakes, you've got a larger silver sequin, and then the small. This is a ton. This is going to last forever. And then what I'm going to do is just put a tiny dab of glue, and I'm going to pick it up with my little quick stick. Glue is that it dries clear. Okay, that looks good. Then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp thank you inside the card, and that's to say thank you for being my customer. I greatly appreciate y'all choosing me as your demonstrator. It's been a pleasure working with each one of y'all. And that is it. It's actually a really easy card. It comes together very quickly, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. If you have any questions on any of the products that I used today, be sure just to come on over to my blog, which is www.istampin.com. And like I said, everything will be listed there of what I've used today and the dimensions. If you have any questions on anything else that you may have seen or any items that you're curious about, just ask and I will be more than happy to help you out. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Bye.